final tutorial for the short anime girls. I'm just going to be drawing this in Clip Studio Paint. You can use whatever program you want. If you're using a regular piece of paper and pencil, just make sure you draw very, very finely and softly for your construction lines, so that way your mistakes and erasing marks don't show up in the finished product. For now, I'm just going to be drawing on my lowermost layer for the construction lines at a 30% opacity. That way it's not super bright on the eyes. So, again, I'm just going to start by drawing a circle like always, and I'm trying to keep her roughly the same exact size as the previous one, since it's the same character. Giving her a very basic jaw shape here. Like so. Then give her a little bit of a longer skull in the back. And that is because the skull is slightly elongated where it sits over the neck. Next, just like in our last tutorial for the side, the spinal cord sort of outline, you're really just not going to get it exactly right on your first go. So it is just a very, very rough placeholder of what we actually want. So we're going to swoop in to a point here, which then comes down into a swoop almost straight out like so. Then, just over this pointed part, we're going to put our shoulder line. The collarbone from the side here is going to be angled down ever so slightly. We'll then put in our frontal neckline in the rear. Get rid of this line. From here, the collarbone only comes out just past the base of the neck there. That in. So now we'll drop in the rib cage, which is going to be thinner from the side, so keep it nice and thin. Then, again, basically within a head height below that rib cage, we're going to put in our line here. And keeping behind the thickest part of our rib cage there, we're going to put our hip line. So, using roughly the same shape that you would for this section here, we are going to just put it right in here, the front of the hips. Then we're just going to sort of connect it all together. Now, what we will do is connect the stomach area here. So following this line out here, we're just going to follow it down and then give a little pudge like this, the belly. So that's basically the overall shape and curvature of the character. So now we want to put in our little circle here, the leg, trying to keep it as straight as possible. We want to put in our foot shape. Then at the halfway point, we want to put our kneecap oval in front of our line, because the kneecap sits on top of the leg bone, so it's not going to be in the middle like this, it's going to be just to the front. Now, following our hip line, we're going to follow that line into some sort of thick quads. Keep it at the thickest, at the just under the top portion here, so just kind of keeping it nice rounded there. Then we're going to do the same for the back. Just try to get it to the thickness that you want. Then with this sort of shape, we're going to drop in our calves. Bump down to the knee with a slightly concave line for the shin. Like so. Then, for the glutes, if you're going to have a character with a very perky butt, then you're gonna keep this line, you know, basically coming straight out, like so. This character doesn't have super perky butt, so we're gonna keep it kind of following where this line here left off. But you're really gonna curl it in at the bottom, so you keep it kind of flat and really suck it in right at the very base. That keeps the overall shape of the glute proper. So there we go. Next, I'm going to put her arm slightly behind her like this, just so that way it's far out of the way. Give her some little finger placeholders, not a hand tutorial, so we're not taking this part too seriously. And her forearm, regular, that'd be like the tricep area, bicep here, into the little shoulder, keeping her shoulder pretty slight. And again, for this inside part here, I give it a little curve like this. That way it kind of folds into like the chest muscles right here. Then, right where that is, we're going to make a mark here. The breasts are going to fall below this line. And because she has got a small chest, we're literally just going to give her a little tiny shape like that. And we'll just use little placeholder marks for the edges. So that's basically what we want. I think I'm going to not make her butt quite so perky though. We will look into a more shaped glute later, but for right now, just trying to keep the curvature down a little bit. And there we go. So from here, we will just start the line art. I'm just going to use black, but use whatever you want, depending on what style you're drawing in. I'm going to just start at my hand, since the forearm is kind of in front of us here. Drop in my fingers, my thumb. This line I'm not going to connect all the way to the bottom. All one line for the bicep, shoulder, into forearm. Shave it down a little bit. Then I'll just pop in the flat part of the upper chest here. Then I will drop in ear, head, into the neck. Again, keep this portion here almost even. You just want a tiny little bump from the collarbone. From there, I'm going to put in the back of my ribs. Then, I think I'll just start at the hips here. Drop in this for the knee. Hamstrings. Calf. Shin. Foot placeholder. Then, you can add in the glute. Like so. Again, really curve at the bottom here. Then I will just connect it with that sort of shape. Might make that a little bit deeper so she looks a little bit more curved. There we go. from there, following the top of the chest, drop in our little breast here, followed by the tummy, like so. Then, for me, the head is ever so slightly too large. I have to bring it back a little like this. There we go, that's better. Then I'll just throw in rib there, belly, and there you go. So that's how you draw a short anime character. Still keeping some of the more mature parts a little bit more curvy. That way it signifies that it is an adult character, not like a little kid. If you're just doing a child, you would just keep very neutral sort of shapes for everything. You wouldn't make them real curvy or perky like a adult character would be. But that's pretty much about it, and catch you in the next one.